Shut it down.
Shut it down.
There's not a single House Republican that wants to shut down the government.
Mr. President, are you going to help us fix it?
We believe that cutting spending will lead to a better environment for job creation.
Word for word, but the clock is ticking towards a potential government shutdown on Friday midnight. Today, Republicans emerged from a closed-door meeting inside the Capitol with not so friendly tone.
The president isn't leading. He didn't lead on last year's budget, and he clearly is not leading on this year's budget.
We have put forward plans. We understand America is broke. And my question is, Mr. President, are you going to help us fix it?
But outside the Capitol, Tea Party activists were calling for the shutdown.
Liberals in the Senate would rather play political games and force a government shutdown instead of accepting a modest down payment on fiscal discipline and reform. I say, shut it down.
Some Democrats, too, want the shutdown, rather than President Obama giving in to reduced spending.
But I'm going to stand and fight for values, and we're going to pull together. And we'll stand and we'll survive. Let them shut the government down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
But the president is willing to compromise in order to end the stalemate. Problem is, Republicans keep shifting goalposts.
Now, after weeks of negotiations, we've now agreed to cut as much spending as the Republicans in Congress originally asked for. I've got some Democrats mad at me, but I said, you know what? Let's get past last year's budget. Let's focus on the future. So we've agreed to a compromise, but somehow we still don't have a deal. Because some folks are trying to inject politics in what should be a simple debate about how to pay our bills. I mean, there's stuff in all kinds of issues in there, abortion and the environment and health care. And, you know, there are times to have those discussions, but that time's not now. Right now we need to just make sure that we pay our bills and that the government stays open.
Even Senate Majority Leader feels politics is taking center stage in Washington at the expense of important national interests.
We want to avoid a shutdown and the terrible consequences that would follow. The only thing Republicans are trying to avoid is making the tough choices that we need to make.
But just in case a compromise is not reached by Friday, a government shutdown would mean delayed paychecks for federal employees, national parks, monuments, museums will be a no-go zone. Non-essential government employees will not report to work until further notice, tax refund checks will be delayed, and services to military families will also be halted, among others.
We have now matched the number that the Speaker originally sought. The only question is whether politics or ideology are going to get in the way of preventing a government shutdown.
Determined to avoid political blame if a shutdown occurs, Boehner said the House will vote on Thursday for a one-week stoppage gap that will keep the government open while cutting spending by $12 million in spending and providing the Pentagon with enough money to stay open until September 30th at the end of the current budget year. Aaron Ocheng, Mark TV News.